something like this. Hey, like on the way back home, is there any way you could like bum me a pack of cigarettes and I could like pay you back? like, 14 weeks when I remember.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Also, we have to remember to grab Halo
back. Yeah, you bring Halo
you're driving
back.
me home. We have to remember to put Halo in your car when we get home. When we get to my house. No, I haven't watched Bullet Train. Take that shit back too. I'm just going to stream that motherfucker so I don't lose your goddamn Blu-ray.
Welcome back to the AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
I've never watched anything that he's ever sent me, but I did play all the games, Eric.
I have never ridden a bullet train wheel.
President Trump has proposed transforming Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East, aiming at revitalizing the region's economy and infrastructure. This plan has sparked discussions about its feasibility and potential impact on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
He also said the Gazan citizens were not going to be allowed to return.
Yeah, I'm really not that. I mean, like, let's be real here. Return to what?
Their homes.
There's not a home there anymore.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's return to the rubble.
It's almost like it was a genocide.
It's almost like it was almost like it was a job.
It's like they should rebuild it though.
Yeah, I mean, like, no one thinks that's going to happen though.
No one thinks that's going to happen.
That's what should
happen.
Just proposing building a mall over it instead of homes.
Yeah, he wants to build a little
also,
New
York.
This will definitely solve the crisis with Israel and the Middle East.
He's currently hosting. Last I saw, he is hosting the
SNL
president. I can't remember the whatever
of Jordan.
Yeah,
the president of Jordan.
And he's trying to. What the reports I heard was he's trying to get him to agree to get the Palestinians to live there now.
Yeah, generally. I mean, the idea is that he wants to put them somewhere. No. Yeah, Egypt and Libya said no, I think.
Most places said no.
I know it's Egypt for sure. In fact, one of them said that it'd be basically a declaration of war to make them leave. I can't remember who.
To make them leave?
Make them leave Gaza.
Oh.
I mean, it's kind of a fucked up thing to do.
It's an ethnic cleansing.
Or war with Palestine?
I can't remember.
There's not really like
now
a
that we
thing
got
there.
all those gross Palestinians out of Gaza,
Because what is threatening, or what I last heard was being threatened was instead of the current somewhat tense but generally peaceful Middle East relations that they have, where it's like more guerrilla operations, terrorist stuff that's happening everywhere. It's going to go back to like the 90s level of just full hostility.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like that's
the Iraq-Iran war, basically.
Yeah, well, but just towards Israel.
Yeah. And Trump doesn't give a shit because he's got Eric's approach to it. He's like,
war's good for business.
No, it's either you get along or you don't, and if you don't, I'll blow both of you up.
And it's also good for business.
Yeah, it is. You know what I said to my dad the other day? I was like, Trump, he doesn't seem like he has like very many convictions. And my dad was like, no, not really. And I was like, well, having convictions is bad for business. Having opinions on things and like a conviction that doing something is right
having
or wrong.
Strong ethics or morals just gets in the way of profit.
Yeah, it gets in the way of money, of course. Mm-hmm. It's a strange thing to think that people wanted him to be president, and every time I told people that I don't think that somebody like him should be the president, they scoffed at me.
It's a not knee jerk, I guess, but like it's the pendulum thing, because the left has focused a lot, especially in like the public sphere, double especially in any kind of right-leaning media. Well, the left is more obsessed with, how many bathrooms we have and what pronouns you use.
Yeah.
And Trump said, damn, can't afford groceries.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like, well, that's a problem I can relate to because I can't afford groceries, but the other thing just confuses me.
He's just
so
I agree.
What are you going to do? Yeah. Vote for affordable groceries or the right to go buy
a thing that no one cares about.
Like
a thing that half the country doesn't give a shit about.
I don't give a single absolutely fucking shit about any of that. That's why I support it, because I'm just like, why do other people care?
Why would you oppose it is a better question.
Yeah, like, why would you oppose it? Why would you care? And why is this being spoken of on a grand scale in the government? Like, I feel like you guys are obfuscating. Don't people still starve to death?
Yeah.
I feel like we should fix that before we figure out the he, she, they thing.
That's why Trump
You
got.
know?
That's why Trump got
Yeah.
elected. He's a populist. You know, he appeals to like the
I
average
mean-
person.
Well,
What are you supposed to do with that?
the problem you're identifying is that
The
liberal
left doesn't have their shit together.
There's a dissonance.
liberalism, which is the ideology that you're identifying here, and neoliberalism specifically is what we've been going off of since like the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
The 60s. Once
Yeah.
they said
60
blacks are okay.
basically,
Yeah.
and
Which there's where they went wrong. Honestly, that's where this all started.
All that DEI bullshit.
what essentially is
The
happening.
civil rights movement, DEI.
What essentially is happening right now is that a lot of people are feeling the end stages of capitalism, basically, and they're feeling the burn of the rich being richer, the poor being poorer shit, and they're seeing that the liberal people, that Biden and Kamala and all them are saying all these progressive shit, but nothing is happening.
Right.
Nothing at all is happening. Where at least with like the Republicans, they're like saying, yeah, we're going to do all this bad shit, but at least the people who are like us, you won't be suffering that much.
Yeah.
And that's where they get their edge, is like they're at least like
if you're in the
offering
in crowd,
something. Yeah, they're at least offering something where the neoliberals are not offering anything.
If you're a straight white Christian, then it's pretty fucking sweet right now, you know?
yeah, there's not a lot to be concerned with. Even like as a
And then
left-leaning
they also-
person, I'm a straight white male who can like go into churches and stuff. I can just pass. I'm like
Was
an-
Martin Luther King the original DEI? That's where this all started, right? Him and Malcolm
like
X,
we
they
can
were
do
like the
better than
original
that.
DEI guys. And then it kind of just all fell apart from there. Once Carter got elected, you know, things just kind of went to shit. It was truly the weakness of Jimmy Carter that led the United States down this dark
I thought you'd
path.
say LBJ.
Oh,
since
well,
he's
sorry.
the one who passed the Civil Rights Act.
Actually, you know what? Him too, but
what's
this
the
dark,
damn Shakespeare play?
dark-skinned path.
Are you guys willing to get on airplanes right now?
No.
I mean,
No, absolutely.
Yes,
No.
Same, yes,
They
same.
made it up. It's an absolute fabrication. No.
I'm gonna
I'm more
go on
worried
an
about the air
airplane
traffic
like later this
safety.
year.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, fuck that. There's been 5 plane crashes this year alone, and it's 2 months into the year.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
it's
fucking getting.
unprecedented. Like since 20.
Yeah, I'm
since,
not
like,
getting in a
22
fucking
years.
plane. Fuck that. Absolutely not. It sounds fucking terrifying. I'm scared of planes in the first place. I'm not getting in a plane right now.
Well, I think I'm going to like Oregon later this year.
Really?
I'm gonna get on a boat in either Oregon or California. And,
You're getting on a boat in Oregon or California?
Yeah,
And then you're
somewhere
going to
on the West
Alaska?
Coast. Yeah, I'm going to Alaska.
Yeah, okay. That's the only thing that makes any damn sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like,
Good luck.
yeah, try not
Well,
to
hey, the
fucking...
terrorists live in the other direction, man. I'm doing all right.
It's not the terrorists I'm worried about. It's
The Russians.
No, it's just
They're
the-
up there.
It's just literally the pilots, potentially cutting corners and crashing.
It's not the pilots. The pilots are the guy who
No, I think
crashed.
the guys
Or the
making
air
the
traffic
airplanes.
controllers.
No, it's not. That's neither of them. It's
Bro,
the
it's
fucking,
somebody's one of those two's faults.
What?
No, the planes
What do
keep
you mean?
malfunctioning.
Why? They're constructed badly. It's all the reasons is
Boeing
because
shit.
it's like
No,
Boeing
the,
with
like
fucking
one of
up
the
their
first
planes.
ones was because the helicopter literally flew into the fucking plane.
Oh yeah. No, that was
What are you
ATC.
talking about?
That was
That was
ATC.
ATC.
The
Air
second
traffic
one,
control.
two small aircraft flew into each other.
Yeah, those are both ATC. That wasn't the pilots. I think the pilots would have, they don't have anything to win out of that situation.
Well, I mean,
The pilots-
I would point out with the helicopter pilots, at the very least, like they saw the plane.
yeah,
like,
that was
as confirmed.
I mean, yeah, they definitely saw it like seconds before impact, but they got a
Yeah.
close up look.
I don't know. Like for what I understand of it, he was like, "You see the plane, right? You see the plane, right?"
Is that a thing?
From what I heard, the
Okay.
recording.
Okay, you heard the recording? Or
No,
they
from
just
what I
scream
heard
at the
of
end?
the recording,
Oh, okay.
that's what he's about.
I was about to say, you heard the black box?
Yeah.
No,
Did you
no,
see the
no.
last 20 seconds of that like Titan submersible thing got like released today?
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, might
So
watch
they-
that later. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just
Do you
it's
just hear a sudden pop?
yeah, it's just silence and then like crumbling or something.
Ah.
I listened to it. It's very boring. It's not nearly as cool as you'd think it would be. Which
Well.
made me immediately be like, I should make my own.
Oh, wait. So they
version of
like
this.
suffocated or something like
Oh,
way
you know what
before.
you
No, I
should
mean
do-
like they just weren't talking or something.
Oh.
Wait, no, I remember what it was. It was a boat that was doing scans of the area. I heard it or something.
I bet they were passed out.
Oh,
So it wasn't
the
like
noise of it underwater is fucking.
So it wasn't like from inside the thing, but that was how the headline caught me.
Wow, amazing! Just
What do you think?
And
Okay.
then pop.
and no, it's like it's,
All right,
I imagine
all
this.
right.
Wait, let me see if I can recreate the audio from the whole video. Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, but with like a loud,
Oh,
like
so
at some point. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
like I mean, something imploding underwater from hundreds of feet away doesn't sound like anything. It sounds like
You scared of that, like the bloop or whatever?
No.
no.
That's been that.
The bloop is
know
just
what
a
that
fucking sheer thing from fucking what's the big icebergs? Icebergs.
Yeah, but it's cool.
It's cool. It's not scary.
I don't know. It was scary when you were like 13. You know?
No,
Like,
it was
I'm
mysterious
28.
when you were 13, and then you
You're
look into
28?
it a couple
Yeah.
more times.
You're looking good for 28.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very healthy
See?
man.
Yeah, look at you.
It's the Asian genes.
It's
Mhm.
the
It's the
mongoloid
mongoloid.
in him. Yeah, it's the mongoloid in him. Yeah, that's
Doesn't
keeping
have
him
that
good.
proper caucasoid. Yeah.
I don't age properly.
Then you'd look like you're in your mid 50s, like
I'm
I do.
convinced that
That's the cigarettes and the drinking.
I'm
you know?
convinced
sure it's
that
unrelated.
fairies and mythology are just misrepresentations of like people with ADHD.
Probably, yeah, or like autistic people.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
Yeah.
a lot of things in the past
Were
just
misrepresentations.
people who were hallucinating, mentally ill, etc. Especially like just take the craziest shit. That's either an exaggeration, a hallucination, or a lie.
Do you think that it
Like-
would have been cool to live in like Pompeii?
No.
Would you take the
Up until a point.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying like would you have
Heard
been,
it was a nice town, actually.
yeah, would you have been down to live in like if you're given the option like you die and then you get to reincarnate, would you be like, yeah, you'll live in Pompeii, it's fucking sweet, you'll have a great life, and then you die in the volcano thing?
No, because I don't want to die in the volcano thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you
could
gotta
just,
die
like-
from something. You're going to be alive again.
Everyone would die in my sleep. What do you mean?
Yeah, like
I mean,
could
some
just
people did
live
die in
in
their sleep.
Pompeii until like couple months before, catch myself
Yeah,
a little
like
shit,
you're gonna
head off
remember.
to Sicily.
Yeah, like you're gonna remember what the date of the Pompeii explosion was. Does anybody
Admittedly,
know?
if I got isekai'd there right now, I would be like, oh fuck, what year did it happen?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
you're just immediately gonna be like, "What town is this? Pompeii? I gotta go.
I gotta go. I'm getting out of here.
leave.
Did
I'm
you see
not
that
staying."
that they're like one of the oldest things that we have on record is like some bread from Pompeii that has like the guy who made its name on it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, they used to like stamp their dough.
You get
and stuff.
isekai'd though, you go back and put
There's
your
no
dick
way
imprint
that's
into
one of the
it. Just fuck it up. Yeah.
There's no way that's
No,
one of
it
the
turns
oldest.
out I'm the guy with his hands on his dick. That was
Yeah, that
actually
was
me.
you.
And you zoom in really closely, and you finally just see. Oh, like at the end of it,
Damn.
like after years and years, just
There's
no one will
no way that's
understand
one of
that.
the oldest things we have on record. Like, what do you mean in history?
It's like one of the oldest.
Oh, it's like pieces of
pieces
like
of, like-
full intact bread.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, don't we have dinosaur flesh?
No, it's just
Flesh?
oldest thing.
Yeah.
Like
No, we don't
what
have
it
dinosaur
is.
flesh,
I thought
right?
We have
I thought we
imprints
did.
of dinosaur flesh.
I
okay.
think it was like one of the oldest things that we have that's a written record. Like it's like one of the oldest pieces of writing we have
I
that's
thought
still
we had,
completely
I
intact.
Well,
thought
that's
we
not
had a-
true. There's writing
I
all
thought we had a
around
joke
Pompeii.
from. I thought we had a joke from.
and much older bits of writing than that.
From like the Samarinians, and they're like, it's like the first your mama joke.
Yeah.
There's
no.
writing inside the pyramids.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
it's-
older than Pompeii.
So the thing was that it was something that like still existed or something like it on the scale of history. It's pretty damn old for like written word.
Oh, yeah,
basically.
Yeah, I think
for sure, for
something
sure.
about somewhere between the fact that it has a stamp from someone's like personal bakery and one that they found a fucking intact loaf of it.
I'm fucking hungry now. Now we're talking about bread. God damn, I love bread.
grapes.
No, I don't like grapes. Remember?
So
I'm just not a
bizarre.
grapes guy, man. Like I'll eat a grape
Like,
every
what
now
the
and again,
fuck?
but I'm not really in. Like I don't.
I
Even
bet
when
this
I'm hungry, I want
motherfucker
grapes.
can eat like a raw tomato. Like you ever seen?
Oh,
someone just
yeah, dude,
bite
I
into a
fucking
raw
can.
Yeah, I
tomato?
bet you can.
I can eat a raw onion.
I
like-
can eat a raw onion.
Yeah, dude. Like, did your grandparents not eat like a raw tomato? Like just
Yeah, they did.
See, yeah, my grandmother would just get a tomato and then put salt on it and just fucking eat that shit.
Yeah, I can't do that though.
I did it all the
My
time.
grandparents could just raw dog some vegetables.
Do you ever put salt on a watermelon?
Yeah.
I know
My
people
dad
who
does
do
that.
that.
That's so gross.
I've tried it. Yeah, I've never gotten it.
I'm not into it. My dad's into it.
I've
though.
eaten it. Like, just eat the fucking watermelon, though. The watermelon tastes so much better.
It's
Yeah.
it's because what it's doing is
because
killing
they
the sweetness.
fooled themselves.
Well,
they fooled themselves into thinking
they're trying
that
to
it's
tone
better.
down the sweetness.
Yeah, which is the whole fucking
Yeah,
point of the
like-
watermelon is to eat something sweet. Fuck them. Why's your dad retarded?
Because he's
Well,
old.
Yeah, and he married
makes
like a
sense.
brown woman. Makes sense. Things are
Red.
checking out.
Red.
Yeah,
your
okay, yeah.
racism right.
She's red. Whatever. Is she a
Jeez.
Caucasoid? Is your mother a Caucasoid or a Negroid?
No, it should be a mongoloid.
Was she a Mongoloid?
Little B.
The more native they are, the more mongoloid they are.
That's true.
Native equal mongoloid.
Did you hear what? Did you guys watch the press conference yesterday with Elon Musk talking from behind the president's desk or whatever?
No, but that's kind of funny that he's behind the president's desk.
He
isn't
was
it?
standing to the side of it and kind of
Yeah,
behind
but
it.
like it's still the symbolism.
Yeah,
in it.
That was what everybody was saying.
Yeah.
He said that like they went and audited shit, right? And then they were
Oh, yeah.
auditing.
I've heard he's just been all over in the Treasury Department.
Yeah. He's been auditing shit, and he was like, we audited like the Treasury, and we found like payments going out with no notes to where they're going, and some stuff going out to accounts that were labeled clearly as do not pay. So they just found like just a bunch of like really dumb like payments.
Well, maybe we'll actually get some good from
We
this.
all know the government has waste.
Yeah, of course,
Like,
absolutely.
no matter whose side is in there doing stuff, they're gonna find some amount of waste.
Yeah, he
You
found.
say waste like this is just collateral damage. It's corruption from like various people throughout the parties.
Yeah, throughout
Yeah,
history,
yeah.
probably.
Now, I'll bet you right now, while the real numbers probably are like a checkerboard of blue and red, I'm going to guess a lot of the people they're going to find embezzling are going to have a bluish tinge around
People
their
who,
name.
like,
surprise me.
Yeah, who like are for social programs. The weirdest shit that he said was two things to me. Was like one of the things is like they had like a limestone shaft where they would send. Yeah. It sounds like because it was made during the 50s and they just
I
have
got
it
a limestone
redone.
That's where they
shaft,
keep
too.
the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There's this limestone shaft, and we keep the Ark of the Covenant in there because the energies would come out and finally finish destroying humanity if we ever let
No,
it
that's
out.
just how you get to the Hollow Earth.
So the shaft has an elevator in it, and the limestone shaft is used to transport letters. And so he was like, all right, so here's
where to where?
So it was from some department, but I don't remember the specifics. And he was like, so here's like the weirdest thing I found. He was like, I found this limestone shaft with an elevator, and the elevator is used to transport letters regarding people retiring from jobs and like other letters too. But for the last forever, since the 50s, only 10,000 people can retire from the government on any given day. And the reason that I was told was the limestone elevator can't hold more than 10,000 letters and can't send down more than 10,000 letters at a time. So we've had this like weird dumb cap on people retiring because an elevator sucks. And it all could have been emails or like anything. And he was like, yeah, that's the real reason no more than 10,000 people can retire from the government in one day. Or like leave their job or like anything or get a new job. It's just like like a lot of stuff just has to be like, yeah, we do it that way because we've always done it that way.
Yeah.
That's just the answer you go in there and get.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because you see that everywhere.
The
Yeah, of
government
course, yeah.
still baffles me with its ridiculous inefficiencies. I mean, the first time someone explained
just
a
human
government
stuff.
shutdown to me, I was just completely flabbergasted. I really still am.
They're going to
'Cause
do
I
that, you
feel
know.
Oh, yeah,
like-
they're threatening to do
Yeah,
that
they're
again.
they're going to do it.
I feel like
Well, the
in
Democrats are
every
threatening to do it.
single job I have ever had, if
Fucking spit it out, man. Jesus Christ.
if you don't show up to work and say I'm not going to do the job I'm being paid to do, they fire you.
Yeah, generally. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
Well,
guess
you see,
unless you're
Eric,
on strike,
Generally,
I guess is what.
your bosses don't have a monopoly on violence. The Congress, generally speaking, does. See, where your boss doesn't have a whole police force, they generally do.
depressing.
So maybe if your boss had a state enforcer, then they would kick you out.
So far, Trump's second term, I'm kind of...
Maybe if you had state enforcers, then
not
you could tell
hating
your
it.
boss. That's how this analogy would work.
I hated Trump's first term.
Yeah, if you had state enforcers. Yeah.
And I'm not hating his second term so far.
You don't like... but he said he was going to make aluminum go up. Our cans are about to be more expensive.
Yeah, shit's going to be expensive. He already said that, and he already said that it was going to cause some pain, quote unquote. And I was like, if that...
Why do you like that?
Because that's like ripping the Band-Aid off. If that's what we got to do, if that's what we got to do instead of just slowly going up over 1 million years, and then eventually my children can't afford anything.
I get it. I just don't have a lot of faith in it.
I
know
no
he'll
faith.
get some stuff done.
I have no
because
faith.
He's
I'm
so
just-
much more direct. Like, that's the problem with,
He's
again,
authoritarian.
the Democrat Party is they run around in circles trying to please everybody and end up pleasing nobody. Republicans get shitty things done, but they do get them done.
Yeah. I don't even... So far, he hasn't done anything that's really made me mad or that I've disliked. I haven't seen anything so far.
Like
I
any
would say the
politician,
tariffs are the biggest thing that, or like the thing that I'm most upset about.
So far, the tariffs seemed to work for what he wanted to do.
scare
Not
them,
really.
threaten
Everything
them.
that I've seen that he's successfully gotten for the tariffs are things that like Mexico and Canada said they were already going to do.
They can say that all they want, but like they were saying they wouldn't do
You
those
didn't fire
things.
me, I quit.
Yeah. Like he threatens them with something, and then like they capitulate.
No, it's like they announced it, then he threatened. Like, no, the way I saw it was they had this announcement. Like, for example, Canada announced they were going to spend like another $1 billion on immigration border stuff. Trump comes in, he says, "I'm gonna fuck our deal that we made in my last administration. I'm gonna do tariffs now." They're going, "Okay, what do you want? I don't want this to fuck both our people." He's like, "I want you to spend $1 billion on fucking border immigration." They're like, "Okay." So
I have a hard time believing that Mexico was going to do that. Like, why would they do that now?
what do you mean?
why
Mexico,
wait?
Mexico's always worked
Yeah,
close.
why
with
have they? Well, why are
What do
they
you mean?
waiting? Why would they
Why
wait
did
until
they change
now?
anything?
They haven't changed anything. What are you talking about?
Like you're saying, like they were going to put this money and then put people on the border. Why didn't they already do that? Like it's been an issue for forever,
I don't know,
right?
because
Like,
because government shit takes a long time. I guess I don't know.
sure, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm going to
It's
look
also
into
one
it
of
and
those
see
things,
if you're right
apparently-
that they were going to be doing these things
From,
anyways.
from people I was watching, they were like, and it's another. It's one thing for Canada to say, "Oh yeah, we're going to do this," and then another thing for them to actually do it. So,
That's true. I mean,
Well,
that could
bro
also be
signed
it.
like 10,000 executive orders on day one.
Yeah, 300 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
More than
Apparently,
most.
he said that steel and aluminum we're going to get a 25% increase
Yes.
on.
And then if he adds additional tariffs, then that's also going up. Like he's putting a steel and aluminum tariff on like any outside thing, and then another 25% on
We're
specifically
going to
China.
start buying plastic fucking bottles now.
I mean, I've got a plenty of money. I'm not really worried about prices of anything going up. I'll just go without, or I will buy it. One or the other. I'll be fine. I understand that that's a privileged situation to be in. But like, if it's literally like go through a small recession, like tiny depression type of era.
Remind me
and
in the
then-
car later to remind you that I'm broke and don't have any cigarettes.
Yeah, I know. I'm not buying you cigarettes, Eric. You're why don't you just take your money out of the fucking Folgers thing that you
That
were doing?
feels disingenuous.
It's not disingenuous if you literally have no money. Like, why did you even get into a situation where you had no money to buy yourself cigarettes?
Well, I didn't do it on purpose.
What do you mean you didn't do it on purpose? You're the one spending the money.
Well, that's like saying stop drinking, Eric.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
yeah.
I understand that
What'd
it
you
is
spend your money
technically
on?
as
Was it
simple as-
alcohol?
Well,
Yeah.
I
Over the
mean, I
last
did
week, how much
spend
of your money
money-
has gone to alcohol?
over the last week,
Yeah.
$15.
See? And that could have been cigarettes. You get to choose, Eric.
Yeah.
You get one or the
To
other.
be fair, though, nowadays that's not even 2 packs anymore.
No, absolutely not.
That
The
used to be
cigarette
almost,
tax are-
that used to be like 3 when I started smoking.
Pack
What
of
a jip.
cigarettes is like
It was like
12
$3.90
bucks,
something.
$8 at
yeah,
least.
It's like $10 now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
8 to
tax
10
on it's
bucks.
ridiculous because they want people to stop fucking smoking.
I mean, I'm fine with that, to be completely honest. Makes sense.
The money goes to good shit.
But, as
Kind of
much
like
as,
how the fucking the
I'm sure that's what they tell
lottery
you.
whatever in Mississippi. Yeah, that they with parentheses around it. That money goes to the schools here If you play the lottery, all that money, like 100% of that money goes to education in the
It's
state.
not entirely true. Because in Mississippi, or in Amory, I saw that they built a bit of a road, and they said they had a sign on it that said, "Thank your local senator for making the lottery illegal."
Oh, yeah. Which senator is it? Chad McMahon?
I don't remember whose name it was.
Hob Bryan, Chad McMahon.
The DOJ is apparently going to drop charges on the New York City mayor, Eric Adams.
Yeah. What were they charging him with?
Taking bribes from Turkey, I think.
Isn't that just what the New York mayor does? Isn't
Not
that like
normally.
that's like the job, right? You get the job as the New York mayor, and then
normally
you take bribes from the mafia?
Israel.
Oh, okay, yeah, good point. He decided to switch sides. He's like, yeah, they're paying better. I don't know what to tell you. They're paying better. And
Why is his accountant Jewish even though he betrayed the Jews?
But that's what. Well, I mean, that's what any Jew would do for good money. Let's be honest.
Oh, well.
Any Jew, you give them $100 and say punch the other Jew, they'll do it. That's how the Holocaust worked.
That's how they filmed bum fights.
Yeah, that's how they filmed bum fights.
Yes.
They were all Jews, actually. They
Yes.
weren't homeless at all. They were just Jews.
Not many people know that the origin of all bum fights starts with the Jewish diaspora.
Honestly, that's in Genesis. I think that's right after 1-1. Yeah, after they make the heavens and the earth.
Do you think the bum fight guy would come on the show?
Is he still successful? Because if not, maybe.
Yeah, if do people hate him? Because if so, yes.
Well,
But I'm still working on Cinnamon Toast Ken.
Recently, I've seen his content's popped up on my feed a couple of times. He actually got Chris Hansen on his show,
We should get
and they were watching To Catch a Predator stuff together.
I wish we could get Wendigoon. Realistically,
we will never get Wendigoon.
Yeah.
he will. He is open-minded enough to work with much more vulgar people than himself.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think we're gonna get Wendigoon.
I was gonna say
that
I think
would
we
be
have
insane.
I think we have the same sense of humor as he does.
Wendigoon.
Yeah, because he's from the South. So I mean, he probably like thinks this kind of shit's funny.
Again, he is a broad-minded person.
He's a Christian and shit. We could get Will to yell at him about how being Christian is wrong.
I don't think that's Will's standpoint necessarily.
Well,
that's
how you get people on your show, though.
Yes, you have to say inflammatory
me, bro.
nonsense.
Yeah, like my fucking boss wanted to do. He wanted to come on the show and debate you about communism.
I don't want to debate him. I already know it's right.
Yeah,
I think heated discussion is about as far as we go.
It was just that was
never
such
gotten
a
to true
dumb
debate
idea. I can't
ground.
believe my boss wanted to do that. I was like, yeah, come on the show, come on my comedy show, and then let's just forget about
Let's have
making
a heated
jokes.
discussion.
Yeah, just anger.
Yeah.
We did one episode like that, and it was like an hour long, and I had to cut it down to 38 minutes. Like it was just that was like the worst episode of the show. It was just you guys getting mad about the police or something.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm out of jokes for the day.
I'm not
Will's
entirely
just
sure
eating
you-
his grapes now like a fucking
Like a Roman emperor.
Like the hedonist bot.
Hedonism bot. Yeah, I love Hedonism bot.
God damn, I love
My
Futurama.
favorite side character in Futurama.
Who is your favorite Futurama character?
Favorite
I mean,
Futurama character.
Favorite side character would be Hedonism bot. Favorite character that actually has a significant amount of lines.
The Devil?
Zap Brannigan.
The Robo Devil's a pretty good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, the Robo Devil, or maybe
Zap Brannigan.
Keith. Keith.
Heath.
Is that his name? Heath was the guy that I had a crush on. Keith was the guy I actually had sex with. And I can't remember which one of them got the name from Futurama. You knew both those people, didn't you? That's why you're looking at me
did.
that way. Okay, yeah, okay.
I did.
I like
yes.
Hermes.
Hermes, yeah,
Hermes is
Conrad.
the Jamaican
Hell
guy.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hermes Conrad. Are you thinking of
Kiff.
Kiff.
Yeah, Kiff. Okay, yeah, I found it. I
Yeah,
figured
Kiff
it out.
sounds kind of like Keith. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You gonna censor Keith? Because the last time you talked about Keith, you didn't end up. I think you censored his name for.
Why
some
would I
reason.
censor? It's just a first name. Why would I censor that? Also, I haven't seen him in 16, 17 years.
I think I ran into him. Oh God, it has been.
Is he alive?
Last
I
checked, he
could totally
was.
see him being dead. He was doing a lot of meth the last
No,
time
he
I saw
died
him.
in Iraq.
That's very possible.
ID.
Don't think he would have been allowed in the army for reasons.
Yeah, he was gay. You can't get into the army.
No, I think he could have passed as far as that was concerned, or at least just gone to the Marine Corps.
Yeah, or
But,
the Navy. You know, they got special crews for people like you.
No,
Just talking
no.
to a black guy.
I don't know. I feel like he might have had like medical record, but then they just kind of toss those out sometimes. I don't know. Actually, no, he could have died in Iraq. Never mind.
Yeah, he probably died now. You know, we missed out on that, Eric. You and I could have died in Iraq together.
Well, we could have.
That would have been a good way to go.
Not
It's
the
better
worst
than
way.
just better than turning 36 doing a podcast nobody listens to. You could have died at 20.
Hey. Spotify listens to us.
Yeah, like 100 people on Spotify
no,
listen
dude.
to us.
That's more
I
than
got
YouTube.
like
It is more than YouTube.
At any
yeah,
given
YouTube gets
time.
like 20 views. and then
50 when we're getting a good
Yeah.
episode.
1,000 sometimes if we just
If we do a good short.
if we do a good short or something.
I have a house in the woods
How
with dogs and guns. I kind of like my setup now. So like, dying in a war is cool.
You
and
could have
all,
been in
but, like,
Iraq with dogs and a gun though.
yeah, but they'd be stray dogs, often
Eric.
strangled to death by the locals.
Eric,
and
what
it
is it,
just get
Will?
the
Eric,
one military
I don't think you're
issue
understanding.
gun.
You could be kicking in the door of people who don't deserve it.
You could be doing that. You could
But
be
what if they
raping
were
wives and
terrorists?
children.
I'm sure that's what your commander would tell you that they were.
Collateral damage, I suppose. You know, if you want a revolution, you're gonna have some collateral damage.
More
So
like
I guess
collateral slammage, you know what I'm
For,
saying?
it's
When I'm
all
over
for
there,
what
hell
you're doing
yeah.
it for, you know?
I don't
like
think I would have enjoyed
freedom.
being in the military. Not in Iraq, at least.
Eh.
That probably, I mean, that must suck, right? Like, I know they get like Skittles and shit
Fallujah
over there.
sounded cool, but Fallujah was just the one
Fallujah was a
thing.
hellhole. From what accounts I've heard of it.
I mean, like, that's the thing is like, do you want to do the war stuff? Well, guess what? It's war stuff, so it's probably gonna suck.
Fallujah sucked.
For the most part.
Like,
The two
some
battles.
people
Wasn't the two
love
battles of
it.
Fallujah?
I don't fucking know. Do I look like I know what fucking Fallujah is? That sounds like a fucking
Fallujah
like
was one of the biggest
medical
battles of
process.
the Iraq War, and it was like one of the few ones that kind of actually went down like a battle.
Hi there, how you doing? I'm Fallujah. This my
Uh.
bitch Iraq. Why'd you throw the grapevine at me?
You heard it from the grapevine.
Yeah.
Not much longer would you be mine.
It was my wrath of grapes.
Yeah.
This man
Yeah.
is almost as literate as your average communist.
That was the wrath of my grapes. Okay, hell yeah. All right. This show sucks. I got nothing. I'm dying.
Oh, I started playing the Weird West.
I'm finally high.
Good
So
job.
there's
Oh,
that.
good.
Yeah, the
Great.
kratom
Is
kicked
that your
in.
dog?
kicked in.
Yeah, took a while.
It-
Dude, did
it
you
does
guys see that Noodle video where he was talking about Bass Riggs can't die? It was called like How an Indie Game Gets Made.
No, tell me
Bass
more.
Riggs can't die.
Yeah, I think that was his name, Bass Riggs. He was like a famous historical guy where like he like lived this wild life and he almost died like 50 times. Like far more than any reasonable human being has to like almost die,
What
right?
about that guy who fell out of a plane?
Which one?
That guy who fell out.
Oh
and hit a
yeah,
hay
he
bale.
survived.
Yeah,
Yeah, that always made me think like, oh, I could do that.
right.
Right? Like, yeah, yeah. I lay awake at night fantasizing about
you-
falling out of a plane and surviving.
You've been in a plane, right?
Yeah, I've been in plenty of planes.
Did you ever look out the window and go, "Where are the hay bales?"
Yeah, definitely.
Like when you're,
Absolutely,
you're like
yeah.
30,000 feet.
100%.
You
I'm
see
like,
all the
I've
patches.
played Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. All right.
Yeah.
You just hear the eagle scream as it goes.
I'll just lock my legs.
Yeah, I think about that. I think about that way too much. Apparently, my dad knew somebody that happened to. Landed on his legs. His legs went up into his torso and it killed him.
God.
The bones went up into his lungs and he died.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the fall that killed him. It was shoving
sudden
himself
stop at
into
the
it.
end.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Very good. Why is Danganronpa? I hate Danganronpa.
Okay.
You do. You hate the style of
I hate the way it
Danganronpa.
looks. Yeah, I think it looks like the dumbest art style.
What is
I-
this?
It's a
Danganronpa, the game?
It's a video game
Or the
and
anime?
an anime.
Yeah, it's both. It
I
was
don't know either of these.
It was a PS3 visual novel
What's
and an
the,
anime.
What's the thing everyone always compares it to?
One
the
Piece?
movie.
I don't know.
No, the movie about
The movie?
high schoolers killing each other.
Oh,
Like free for all.
Oh, is there a bear?
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale?
Yeah,
That's it.
it's
Is there a
not-
bear?
Yeah, there's the half black, half
Yes.
white bear.
Oh, I've seen
Monokuma,
this.
yeah. Yeah,
Aaron
Monokuma.
has talked about this.
I bet Aaron seems like the type of guy who would play.
It's a
Danganronpa.
fun series. I watched the anime for the first one, and then I watched a playthrough of the second game. I ended up buying them after the
What's the
fact. since I
point of
enjoyed
like
them.
of like watching a playthrough of a visual novel?
You just read it. It's just
Yeah, I know, but like at
it's
that
just
point,
a visual novel.
yeah, at that point it's just a book, right? Like,
Yeah, I was
do you
enjoying the story.
mean?
I wanted to know what
I
happened
guess
next.
I guess my point is why
Oh,
would
yeah, you don't
anybody
like reading. I
why
can
would
see
anybody
why.
ever buy a visual novel?
To read it.
I just
Yeah, I
wanted
know,
to
but you
give
should
them
just watch
money
somebody
after I'd
else
already
play
seen
it on YouTube, right?
Well, I mean,
Now
you
I
want
have
the experience.
The experience thing there. Yeah, I can do my own thing, and do it at my own pace. I can show somebody else.
I guess it really depends on how many choices you get.
Also, yeah,
Well,
like
I
doing it
let
at your
my-
own pace is a big thing.
Oh, like I showed my wife the
Pause
anime.
the video. What are you talking about? Just pause. Yeah, pause the video. It's a playthrough. Just pause it and come back whenever you want to watch the rest.
Yeah, but about quality.
Quality of what?
The video.
Quality of life.
It's gonna be compressed in the video.
Swap that shit to 1080p, man.
It's gonna be compressed.
Nah, man,
YouTube
it'll be
compresses
fine.
it.
Just long play, no commentary, Danganronpa. I guarantee you can find like 17 of them that are in 1080p.
Oh yeah, easy.
That I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it appeals to the worst people. I feel about Danganronpa the same way you feel about My Chemical Romance. Danganronpa has the worst audience.
By association. Okay, that's fair.
They just, and also
That's
the way
sad
it looks.
too, because in much the same way that I spoiled by something that otherwise looks very enjoyable to me. Because like MCR looks fine to me, and a lot of people enjoy it a lot, and I'm into a lot of that kind of stuff. But then like, just because I associate in my head with a bunch of people who
Are you that way with
like.
Tool too? Don't like Tool because they have a shitty audience? Because Tool definitely has a
No,
shitty audience.
'cause
Did you
I
say you're
had,
that way with the Juggalos?
My
He
buddy,
is definitely that way with the
I
Juggalos.
am
If you
that way with the
recall,
Juggalos, yes.
he went and saw ICP, and I told him today while we were driving over here that you used to be downstairs listening to ICP
Yeah, I used to.
unironically like 2
I like a
years
few
ago.
of their songs,
Yeah.
unironically.
Yeah, I'd go down there and
They're
you were
really
just
funny.
fucking.
Yeah, they're really funny sometimes.
It's never going to be my type of music or anything like that.
It's no
but
one's time. It's not.
No, it's just funny.
People aren't listening to it for the music for sure. No one's listening to ICP being like, "This is high quality art." Yeah, this is up there with Beethoven. What is
Yeah,
his name?
It's basically tailor made for redneck white trash, kind of like
It's just
humor.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like there's
Killer
not a lot to
J.
it.
One time they said they were gonna stir some chick's drink with their dick.
See, now that's comedy.
Yeah, that was funny.
Honestly, that is like this podcast. Are we the ICP
I guess
of
I
the
can
podcast
understand
world?
Yes.
Yeah.
what I should have known to expect after only knowing about Muck Sticky before accidentally seeing them. Have
Is
you
it-
seen them live, by the way?
No.
I have.
That's cool.
It wasn't.
Smelled really bad.
Though,
he
to be
told me.
fair, ICP was not the problem.
Yeah, it's the Juggalos, right?
Yes, it was.
Should we?
Yeah.
Hey, if I pay for the tickets, you guys want to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos this year?
No. You ask this
All right.
every year, and every year I have to fucking tell you
All right.
I'm not getting kidnapped by a bunch of Juggalos.
You guys do not like going and doing things. I understand.
Can I bring guns?
You always want to do
Probably.
like
It's Tennessee.
you always want to do something dangerous.
Going across state
Going
lines.
to that is not dangerous. Going to the Gathering of the Juggalos.
It could be.
Unless a bunch of like
I don't know. I hear they can be a little rapey
Antifa or
sometimes.
Nazis show up and like shoot their drakes into the fucking crowd. Like the Juggalos are the coolest dudes.
Antifa Nazis.
That's not what I hear.
They're like they're the most chill. They're out there giving drugs to each other for free. Like the Gathering of the Juggalos is a very chill environment. I've seen some videos, dude. I saw
Outvoted.
Brandon Buckingham go to the Gathering of the Juggalos. They're cool. They're nice. They smell bad and they're ugly, but like they're like it's
That's
basically.
definitely true.
Well, I mean, it's just how I mean. Like I feel the same way about Juggalos that I feel about black people.
No, I do not feel that way. Nope. I don't think there's anything relating the two.
I had to put something in this episode. This episode doesn't have any jokes so far. That's
We've had plenty of jokes.
We had
don't need-
jokes
we don't need
earlier.
your bigotry to add to it.
You just have to insert racism into the episode somehow at some point.
yeah. It really is the
If you
appeal
don't
of the
say
show for
something
me.
like-
I get to go on the show and say something racist.
Yeah, you at some point you have to say like one of us will say something about something terrible happened, and you go because of the Mexicans, right?
Yeah.
Like or something.
Or
you
you'll
know.
say something terrible happened, and I'll be like, "Well, did it happen to black people? Because that's not something terrible."
right.
It's
right.
always
there we
black
go.
people too, or Jewish people.
Well, they're the
No,
two
it's-
funniest ones to make fun of. I guess
Yeah.
Chinese people are fun too.
Do you agree
I
that
think
like
earlier we were saying that Brazilians weren't real people.
That's
Again,
true,
Sorry,
that's true.
Sorry, Goyama.
we
And the guy whose
we
name I always
agreed
forget.
that like
Sorry.
Italians are now like the lowest ranking white people, right?
They've always been the lowest
Dude,
ranking
well,
white
not
people
true.
outside of Irish.
No, they
No,
used to
that
be
is not
big
true.
up there. You know, the Italians. I mean, they were the Romans.
I feel like
They were up there as far
yeah,
as
but
like.
they didn't like the Romans didn't have that.
No,
the racial
there was a lot
ideas
like
that we
in
have.
in the
so.
in the 60s, 70s, 80s, Italian people were always the villains. No way.
I mean, in reality, today the Italians are the
yeah,
villains.
but
That
they
hasn't
were
changed
cool
any.
enough to be the villains. The Irish man was just the drunk henchman who never actually makes anything.
Yeah, was
the
incompetent.
Italians
He was
were the
always the cop. What are you
leaders of
talking
the
about?
crime, The Irishmen were the ones committing
No, the
crimes.
Irishmen were always the police commissioners.
And the police are the ones
No,
doing
those-
the crime. That's what police do, Will. They commit crimes and then get away with it.
Yeah, they're all the corrupt cops.
Yeah. All the corrupt cops are Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a statement we want to make on the show. That's our official stance.
All
Sorry for
Irishmen who
Yeah.
are police officers are corrupt.
Yes.
What
Hands down, all of them, every
what
single one.
ethnicity are people from?
Ethnicity.
Excuse me, what word was that?
What ethnicity?
Hell yeah. Patrick, put up the
said that with
definition of
such confidence.
ethnicity.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Now, what's the question?
of Bostonian people.
Oh, no. Say the whole thing, please.
What's
Yeah,
the,
say the whole question.
ethnicity of Bostonian people?
Realistically, Boston's
literally
like fucking
anything.
Yeah, Boston's like a melting pot, but
Unless
mostly
you were
like
talking,
Italians and Africans.
Native American.
No,
What are you eating? Grapes? That's a crunchy sounding grape in your goddamn mouth. That sounds like you're eating fucking graham crackers.
Yeah, you want to see how crunchy?
No, I don't like grapes. How many times do I have to tell you? He's got to keep trying to feed me grapes. We've got 7 more minutes to do the podcast. I'm not eating a goddamn grape.
I can-
I'm going to go
deathly
eat the
allergic.
dinner.
I know how I get you to grape.
I'm allergic to. Never mind. Actually,
Um,
I'm not gonna say that.
You'll get something in the mail immediately from someone doxing
Yeah.
us.
one
shit.
1 minute review grapes.
Grapes
Live
are,
on. No. You have to try one. I mean,
No, absolutely. Because I've eaten grapes. I know what grapes are. They got a shitty skin that like fucking peels apart in your mouth and they explode like eyeballs. They taste like dog shit. They're just like a sour sweet that's not really good. And I mean, like green grapes are better, but like still, grapes suck. Out of fruit, dude, I'd literally rather have anything.
Anything.
Man.
I'm trying to think of a fruit. No, you know what? Like cranberries or something. That's lower. Cranberries taste like shit.
What about cherries?
Cherries? I love
Cherries
cherries.
are great.
What about blackberries?
Love blackberries.
What about blueberries?
Love blueberries.
What about muscadines?
Love muscadines.
Muscadines are grapes.
Muscadines are not grapes.
They're
like
they're muscadine grapes. That's
muscadines. That's like saying
They're thick-skinned
watermelon and
grapes.
cantaloupe is melons. Yeah, they're both melons. I know muscadines are grapes. They don't taste like grapes though.
What
They-
about cocoa beans?
You eat
How
chocolate.
are they harvested?
You know.
Slave labor.
Okay, well then yeah, I'm big into those.
What about poppy flowers?
Well, we know he loves poppies.
I'm big on that too. Hey, if you ever wanted
why
to do
he eats
that,
all
if
this
you ever wanted to
kratom.
like
If he
plant
could get
poppies,
poppy.
yeah. If you ever wanted to fucking like plant poppy seeds just to see if you can make heroin or morphine,
Why would I have ever thought that?
because that's how you get it. That's how.
I know that's how you get, it, but why would I ever want it?
because
to stop feeling feelings.
Yeah, to stop feeling feelings and then
Same
go
reason
to sleep.
everyone else uses fucking heroin. What the hell are you talking about?
I know how you are. You use constantly. I mean, if you just never thought about upgrading,
No.
like you're just kind of sitting at you're over here with the original iPhone. I'm like, bro, we got like 20 of them bitches by now.
I don't want to do hard drugs.
Plant some
though.
fucking poppies with me. It's barely a hard drug if it's the fucking poppies. Is there
The poppy is just what you get it from. You can make a hard drug out of it, or you can make a
Nah,
mild
so-
drug
nah,
out of
that's
it.
soft.
Is it even legal to grow poppies?
Yeah, it is.
Kind of.
It is.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
What's the asterisk?
You can't harvest opium from them.
Yeah. So like you can have the fucking
So like
plants.
every day it's like there's a fucking like gardener who suspiciously comes to you and he's like, how's your poppy gardening going this year, Mr.
If the government finds out you
Patrick,
own
fucking
poppy,
bleep that. You can't
and
say
then
the
they
N-word
watch
on the
you-
show,
yeah,
Will. You can't
sorry.
just fucking say the fucking N-word.
sorry.
Why'd you drop the like the hard R
Dang
and
it,
everything? Dude, that came out
sorry.
of nowhere.
No.
if they just keep a close eye on it and they see that your poppies mysteriously all get harvested at the peak of their growth, yes, they'll eventually probably just come in looking for the thing
Here's
you
the
obviously
secret. You just
have.
grow 12 of them. You just grow 12 of them in a shed and then
Or
you
just-
just harvest it. And
Yeah, I
then-
was about to say, just do what every pot person does, and yeah, just put it in a shed with a grow light.
Exactly. That's what everybody does. I mean, like, I
I don't
see
think
the...
they smell as bad as like weed plants do. So it's a
No,
little
they don't
less
smell like
conspicuous.
anything, I don't think. Poppy
I don't know. I'm
plants?
sure the flowers have a little bit of a smell.
I don't know. They're like, you don't let them grow and become a flower though. That's how you like harvest the opium. They have to be a bulb still.
Oh, is that how that
Yeah.
works?
So like when they become a flower, they're fucking useless. You gotta wait until it like becomes a bulb, and then the bulb has this like milk
So
in
basically,
it.
like every day that's a bulb, like the ATF comes by, and they're like, "Hey, we're just here to look at your poppy flowers."
Yeah,
The
we're going to need to
ATF?
make sure
Yeah.
you have a nice big bloom this year, right?
Yeah.
And, every now
Yep.
and again,
Oh, no, that
when it's
bulb over
about
there is
time
looking
for
a
them to
little
become
sickly.
when it's about time for them to become flowers, the IDF comes by and they just take a look at it and make sure that
The
everything's
Israeli Defense Force.
yeah, just make sure everything's up and up on this. The bank's got to check in on you every now and again. They got to make
Yep.
sure you're doing the right thing.
Yep. Your grandma and grandpa will come by.
It must be scary being brown right now.
Depends
even-
on where you are, but yeah.
Yeah, I
I
don't like
guess.
it. It just seems like I don't know. It's kind of cruel, isn't it? The
I mean,
the abuse
depends.
of brown people just because they tried to get into a better country.
Yeah.
Like it's it's just kind of cruel.
I mean,
Sure, they're a leech on the system, and they should be. I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm just saying don't deport them. That's cruel. Just kill them. It's a much simpler method. If you,
I mean,
I
what are you
understand that they're
supposed to
terrible.
do, with someone who's legitimately in this country illegitimately? I feel like deport them is kind of
Really depends
the
on how
most
much of a
obvious thing
fucking
to
do.
issue they're making.
I don't know. I just write them, as I am, man.
Well, yeah, but
Doing any
the
crimes?
thing is,
No. Hold on.
you're here
I'm gonna write you down.
illegally. You being here is the crime.
Yeah, it's a civic
So,
crime.
And in
I
fairness, I feel
Punish you for that, and you still be here, still committing the crime.
I gotta be honest. From my point of view, it's an unjustifiable law anyway. So
What, keeping people
having
out of a country?
We have to have immigration, dude.
I mean, a bit of control in it. Yeah, I guess. But just making people not be able to come in. Nah.
What's the alternative? You could be like, all right,
Because we don't have
see
that
you.
poem on the Statue of Liberty for
Look,
nothing.
here's the thing. I know that most illegal immigrants aren't really criminals outside of the illegal immigrant part, but if they don't come in and sign their fucking names and come through the normal legal citizens are doing, then the ones that are criminals, which is not most of them, but the ones that are always going to be a bigger problem because they're stealthing their way in with all the I want enough food to survive people.
The alternative is just
like-
tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey man, I see you got 6 months to get your citizenship.
The trick is
Yeah,
we
I mean,
need
I'm
to
fine with
yeah,
that.
you could give them a deadline or something instead of just black bagging them out of their house.
I don't think we necessarily need to black bag them per se. I mean,
That's what's
some, sure.
happening.
It
They're
is.
getting black bagged out of their house.
Like-
ICE is raiding people's homes and then taking them to Mexico.
I think that my big thing with the immigration is just that it should be a little bit easier
To become
for fucking
a
Mexicans
citizen.
to become American citizens, because we're right there. Clearly they want to be here. Clearly we want to hire them.
Yeah, clearly
We
yeah.
don't want to say we do, but for some reason we keep fucking hiring them.
Also, if they're citizens, then we have
damnedest
to
thing.
we have to pay the minimum wage if they're a citizen too.
Right.
The problem for me, the big thing it comes down to, and I think where it probably is rubbing Eric, and where I think where the problem is that business people want generally
they want illegals.
they want illegals because it's easier to suppress wages with illegal immigration.
Illegal immigrant workers aren't going to email their local authorities about anything
Now,
that is being done to them for the most part
Yeah,
because
they're not
going to
give a shit
illegally.
about HIPAA and OSHA.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't
Just
fucking
like
care.
well, they have less
anyone who
incentive
doesn't
to
ask
report
questions.
bad
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
It's not that they don't give a shit. It's that they're just less
Oh,
incentivized.
they would like to make more money and have on-job safety shit, but because they're already here illegally, they're just I got to take what I can get.
There was some report
which
from
creates a compounding issue
Yeah.
where they're getting mistreated, we're losing jobs. It's this constant death spiral.
There was
of,
some report
the
from Fox
Mexicans are
News
getting
recently.
fucked, we're getting fucked. We just need the fucking system to work where they can get over here and work normally, where it's fucking neither one of us. We need to not allow companies to fucking do this shit in the first fucking place where they hire all these people for these dirt fucking wages. The only reason these jobs exist is because the system allows for such desperate people to be here in the first place.
to be manipulated.
If there was a system where they came in and were accounted for properly, it would protect them as much as it would protect us from them.
yeah, do you
Like-
think that you could ever have that though?
Yeah.
Like the concept is kind of
Yes.
inherent in the fact that like people are going to be evil until the end of time.
I
mean,
think it
yes,
comes just
but
down
you
to
can't-
central planning of an economy.
You
Well, I
can't
mean, it's
chunk
obviously
out
somebody's
every
plan from the
system
top,
based-
right? Though
I mean, like it's the plan of capital. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
The
We
plan of
need
the
to-
owner class.
We need to
and they'll
account.
always be evil capitalists.
Yeah, like
But,
we
like, it
need to
doesn't have
account
to
for
be.
evil and corruption, but that doesn't mean we need to chunk out every plan because if people bad, they'll fuck it up. Because that's always going to be a factor we're going to have to fight against.
There was some
But we
report
can't
recently
chunk out
from
the
like Fox
plan.
News or
I-
something
you know?
about like how a lot of like brown people are like getting deported and whatever, and most of them work in farming or construction, right?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of farmers on media like come out and be like, "Hey, this is gonna ruin my farm if you
Yeah.
deport all my workers."
So like at the same time though, there was like
Well,
a guy who
why-
was going to get a job and wanted to get a job and he couldn't find a job anywhere. But he went to a construction site and because they deported all the illegals, he got a job like on site like the moment he showed up.
yeah, I mean,
So like there's an upside to it, I guess.
It's like I said, and this is my point, my position on it. Of course, like what we're seeing right now, I think in politics, and you're seeing the liberal bourgeoisie and the conservative bourgeoisie. They're fighting basically, and what they're fighting over is the liberal bourgeoisie want free trade and less strict borders because free trade helps make them rich, and open border or less restrictive borders helps the neoliberal suppress wages, or the owner liberal suppress wages. The conservative class are effectively looking to, they're just being reactive essentially. They see the falling empire and they're like, oh shit, the empire's crumbling. We need to react.
They want to consolidate power.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which honestly is the only thing you should be doing in that situation.
It's not entirely
Well, my
logical.
position on it, and this is where the crux of it is I think we should just be letting people in because that effectively helps our class. Because the more people in our class that's here and organizing with us, the better overall it'll be for us.
Maybe if they speak
if
English.
the only purpose
You can-
is gathering up an army to overthrow the thing, yeah, but you're bringing more people in here to have increasingly worse lives, thus propagating the problem and pushing us further.
Yeah, you're
towards
making things
revolution.
worse until the revolution happens. Like
Like-
that's kind of evil, isn't it?
Yeah, you're
gonna
basically
hurt
pushing
people
us
until
towards
something good
revolution by
happens.
actively letting things get
I think
shittier
that
and
largely
shittier and
depends
shittier.
because America, as it stands, takes it consumes a lot of resources from the world. We're I think one of the top importers. So we basically people in my position would call it stealing from all over the global South is mostly where it's from.
Well, if you pay for
and-
it, is it stealing?
It depends on if you're exploiting people. We won't get into it. It's all
Well,
This
good
is-
business is the guy who exploits the other guy more.
Yeah.
yeah.
Life is a struggle for resources.
Anyways,
Go on.
but I can't remember where I was.
that doesn't make it not evil, though, to make things worse or
Oh, yeah.
knowingly want to make things
you're,
worse.
You're
and so that you
intentionally
can-
causing human suffering. That's
Well,
generally
anyways, because
bad.
of America taking all the resources and importing all the stuff, basically our country is just richer than everybody else generally.
Yeah.
So even our general poor, other than just homeless, I suppose, are living okay. Even you've said it before, our general poor are living okay compared to the guy who's showering from a bucket in the Congo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or like
our poor live better
Azerbaijan.
than most of the rest of the world's poor. Our homeless, I think, pretty much live mostly the same way other homeless
Yeah,
people
generally,
around the
yeah.
world live.
So
varying mostly on weather and
why
less
would
on
someone want to come
economy.
here and be poor? Because they get a shower probably.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that doesn't make it not evil to make things worse so that you can make things better
It's-
afterwards.
No, what I'm
But then
trying.
I guess Donald Trump's doing that right now.
Yeah, no, what I'm trying to say is that I don't necessarily blame them for wanting to come over here, and I'm not going to say just try to stop them because they're just coming over here to
Not
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
you're
stop
saying
them either.
on a general person by person basis, they're just trying to help themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
No,
the
yeah.
the argument's either I either hurt us or help them, and you would rather help them than help us because you don't like the established system. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're I don't like the system anyways, therefore it
Yeah,
doesn't.
effectively.
I
Yeah,
would
I'm
rather.
not gonna help the
I'd
system.
rather help the Mexicans than help my own people.
It's not necessarily my own people. It's just that
I mean, you're an American.
I-
it is your own people.
I
Yeah, that's
mean,
gonna
it's
affect
the
us.
system of capitalism.
Yeah.
It's just I'd rather help people and try to gather, I guess, people for like mutual aid and stuff like that. But it's not even like that necessarily. It's like I just wouldn't want to stop someone trying to come over here for a better life generally than not do that. Because I mean, that's like the Statue of Liberty poem, right? Give us you're sick, hungry, tired, and whatever.
All right, but here, let me throw you something else. What if they're Chinese?
I don't care.
All right, I think we've hit a wall where we just can't agree on anything.
Probably.
I can't.
Probably.
If they're, I don't know. That's
In
where I draw
fact,
the
I would
line.
probably say import more Chinese, I guess.
I don't think you can have unrestricted immigration from anywhere.
If you
and
end up,
it'd be
you
good.
do that, you end up with the bad guy from Mulan. You realize that, right? That was
I thought
the
he was
whole
a Hun.
Yeah, the Huns were
They're
Chinese.
kind of
Are they
vague about it to a
Chinese?
certain degree, but
I
yeah,
thought-
no, the Huns are like
I thought they were like
vague
Mongolian.
steppe peoples, kind of in the Mongolian.
Yeah,
area.
I thought
but
they
you
were
saw.
Mongolian.
Look at their eyes in Mulan. You pull up a picture of the guy. Pat, you put up a picture of the bad guy from Mulan. That's what you're letting into the country. You realize that? Like, you
All right.
you get a couple of moose shoes.
Patrick, I'm gonna need you to
And
put the
maybe the
Fox.
cricket?
I'm gonna need you to put the Fox News logo, like right
in the corner.
Yeah, in the corner.
Hell
Now
yeah.
you don't want
Thank you.
them slanty-eyed folk up in here.
You don't want the bad guy from Mulan coming into our country, do you?
If you let in every person into this country, you're gonna start
They'll all
getting
be
more
rapists.
avalanches.
I thought you were gonna say you might be a redneck. I literally thought that's where you were going. If
if you want more immigrants, you might be a redneck.
you might be a redneck.
I like the idea of like if you let more Chinese people in, you're gonna get more avalanches.
You're gonna have more women
More
on
tornadoes.
the battlefield shooting fireworks into the mountain, causing avalanches. And guess what? That don't even kill Attila the Hun.
Hey,
No,
Chinese
his-
immigration went up by 0.5%. Now my son's a transsexual. I'm not putting up with it, damn it.
I've seen what them Asians are doing over there. They're turning men into women, and they're turning women into, well, you know what? The second class says I'm all right with that one, but the men they're turning into women. Damn you! I tell you. All right, whatever. The show's over. We're
One more,
made-
one more,
we made
one
time.
more, one more, one
Okay, you got a quip.
Yeah. My son married a girl pretending to be a boy who turned out to be a girl again, which I didn't like at first, but now I guess I'm okay with. But it's brought up a lot of confusing feelings about my thoughts on gender and pronouns.
Honestly, I was really against the whole ordeal until the emperor went down on and walked down them stairs and said, "You have saved the hour of China." And then, I felt for my son when I realized he was in love with a man-woman. But, I didn't know what to make of it at first, but then he told me about how she slung them weights together on her arms and climbed to the top of the pole. And you know what? I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe I'd like myself a man-woman or two. Maybe one
I'm
little-
open to the concept.
yeah. I done seen her.
bullets.
I done seen her bathe with a mongoloid, a thin,
Pretty little Mongoloid.
Starving man.
a starving man, a fat ass,
and
and
a
a
man who
mongoloid.
stole all the army's food.
I done seen her. I done seen her bathe with them, and that put some thoughts in my head. I'm just saying.
You could say I pinged.
I was wearing my armor at the time, so it made a very distinct sound. Not usually, but yeah, there was a distinct. I did.
I bet
ping.
you wanted to fuck the fucking Mulan guy.
The Mulan guy.
Yeah, the captain.
What's his name, Will? What's his name?
Mushu.
That's the dragon.
I believe his name was Eddie Murphy. I believe was his name.
Was his
Nah.
name Shen?
No, I wanted to fuck the little short dwarf guy with one eye. That was
okay.
The guy who talked like this.
that's my kind of man.
All right.
Absolutely.
Fucking.
We got to just fucking stop.
Hold
we're,
on,
we're
one
15
more,
minutes
one more,
over.
one more.
Fine, riff it out. What do you want? I got to drive him home.
Did you want to fuck the guy from Atlantis?
Milo?
Yeah.
Not younger, but these days, yeah. I think Milo's kind of my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Earlier, I was into Tarzan. Now Milo's
about
definitely.
the
He looks
Doctor.
breedable and submissive.
The big black dot.
yeah.
No, I don't consort with the lesser races. You already know that. Anyways, whatever. This has been AnythingCast. Thank you for listening. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
Bye.
Bye.
You're early, Mr. Tarzan. You're very excited for another class, right?
Yeah.
A picture speaks 1,000 words. With that, I introduce you to the fantastic world of gay sex.